Welcome back. This is part 4 of the Tartaria series, looking at maps from 1753.
I'm living in a sequel where my soul has just dwelled. Anywhere I am not fine. It's not my world, it's not my dis-
Let's continue from where we left off. And this is a 1753 map called Mappa Mundi Generalis. And let's see if we can find Tartaria, and we do. Tartaria right there. Do they have other provinces? I can't see more. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And this one, 1754. I don't think this is the name, it's just the title, La Carte, the whatever. Lace. Grand Tartary. Big time. So it's the whole thing, this green thing, is Tartaria. And yeah, that's pretty much it. 1755. Anonymous. Let's see. Here we can see something. I can see here Russia, article, and I can see here Tartaria, but I can't see like a huge title as Tartaria, so I'm not sure what's going on there with this anonymous guy. But it seems like it is highlighted with red, and South America as well, which would indicate they owned that land. 1755, J.B. Nolan. Okay, so Tartaria, Russia, right here. Tartaria, independent. And Tartaria, Chinese, which we heard before. These three provinces were on other maps as well. And now part of North America is yellow coded, just as Australia and South America. Interesting. Next up is 1755, Jacques Nicolas Bellin. Asia, Tartaria Chinese, Tartaria, what else? Siberia now, and Moscovia, Moscow. But I can't see Tartaria here now in the north, so something is going on there. Something is going on. They have these two provinces, but I can't see the third one. Which is usually this province. So maybe I just don't find it, but I can't see it anywhere. And on previous maps you could see that this Mehr is a sea of Tartaria, but now it is Mehr glacial, something like that. So they are renaming things here quite a bit. 1760, Boulanger. So let's see what we can find here. Tartaria independent, Tartaria Chinese, and Tartaria Moscovite. And again the sea is already Mehr glacial. But we still have Tartaria, so let's go to the next one. 1770, Philip Bouche, not sure. One thing I want to point out here, 1770, is they no longer use J or I, it seems, at least on this map. So they probably gotten the command to no longer use that because people are waking up or whatever, I don't know. Who knows what happened back then? Maybe people started to realize something, or yeah, it looks like they started to use the real number one instead of I and J. So let's look at the map, and we can see Tartaria, Russian, right? Russian, and then Tartaria, China, and independent, Tartaria, independent. So we have those provinces, but now it's not Moscovite, but Russian. So I'm not sure what's going on there. 1772 by Denis Diderot. Again, you can see the one, so they learned the lesson or they got the command, whatever. And we can see Tartaria, Chinese right there. Siberia, again, now playing in. That's a new thing, you know. We haven't seen Siberia here for quite a long time. It was new from around 1750s. We started to see Siberia, and I'm not sure what to look for here, but it's not a complete map, so I'm happy with this. Tartaria, we can still see it there. 1775, Jean Later or later. Let's see the number 1. So they started to use the number 1 instead of I. Tartaria, Asia, Tartaria, Chinese, and Tartaria, this is usually Indian, but this doesn't look like Indian. Abouts, I'm not sure. The highlight indicates that South America is part of it, interestingly. 1775, Tobias Conrad Lotter. Oh, we are back to J775, interesting. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Some people are aware of the trick, of the Jesus trick, and some people aren't. Interesting. Now this is really interesting now because Tartarian Major, now it is like really showing us this is like an empire or a country. I haven't seen that one before. Whilst mentioning the provinces as well. Tartaria independent, it seems, or Indian. Tartaria Chinese, and Tartaria Russian. Siberia is still there. And yeah, it's really interesting that we can see now Tartarian Major. What I see on this map, interestingly, is that that they started to use like capital letters, like bigger letters, not just capital but bigger letters, for emphasizing a bigger area on a map. Like before, we see like almost everything, whether it's a town or an area or a country, it's like almost the same letter type. Like people didn't know about psychological marketing, and it seems like in these ages they start to learn these magic tricks, or whatever we want to call it. But these things are like, now we are used to this, right? We are used to these tricks that, you know, if it is larger letter, then it represents a bigger area, and if it is smaller, then it represents a smaller area. And it is quite easy for us to see why, because we learned this. We have been doing this for so long. But it doesn't seem like a general consensus on the previous maps. But on this one, it's quite clear that they start to get it, or they start to get, you know, commands to how to do things. I don't know. And South America still seems to be part of this whole empire. Although South America now has a new curve that I haven't seen before. Okay, so this one is a general map of the world. 1779, Samuel Dunn. And it's really interesting to me because I don't remember any of the maps speaking English. It was Latin, French, German so far, but not English. For some reason, even though the cartographer's name looked like English, they didn't present their maps in English. And on this one, they are courageous enough to put it out there. Like, it looks like to me they weren't allowed, or they didn't have the courage to put out their own language. And now, in 1779, Samuel Dunn breaks the ice, and Africa, Asia, New Holland, Northern Icy Ocean. So it's really interesting to see this evolution, so to say. Okay, so Siberia, Russian, I think this is Tartary, but it's a really bad quality map, so I'm not sure about it. Chinese Tartary, it looks like. And let's see if we can find something else. I think I can see here Tartary for sure. So Tartary right there. I'm sure about this one. Okay, so we still have Tartary. And next map, 1780 Carrington Bowls. And this looks like another English map, so people started to stand up for their own language and not use Latin. You know, I'm looking for these signs, and it looks like the 1780, 1779, or even like 1760s. It's like a breaking point, and perhaps this is after the mud flood, I'm not sure. People started to speak their own language, or I don't know what to associate that with. But here is Siberia, Russian Tartary, Chinese Tartary, and here, I don't know, this is usually the independent Tartary or the Indian Tartary, but I don't see that there. So anyway, that was an interesting one. I really like that now it is in English. Okay, so let's see the next one. This is again from the same guy, Bowles, right? And 1780, same year. The northern or frozen ocean, no longer the Tartarian ocean. And let's see if we can see Tartaria here, Chinese Tartaria. But this area doesn't look like Tartary anymore. I'm not sure. At least by this person. Maybe they didn't accept it. You know, there can be political associations, and depending on the country you live in as a cartographer, your country may accept, like say, this area as part of Tartary or not. So it seems like Britain or America, I don't know where this guy is from, they didn't accept that, or he just didn't label it as such. I'm not sure. Okay, so we are back to French or Latin. I guess it's probably French. And let's see if we can find Tartaria here. There we go, Tartaria Russian. So we can still see that in 1780. So the next map is 1780 Jean-François de Galaup. La Perouse, something like that. And where am I? I'm not finding myself here. Ocean. Okay, so okay, this looks like a land, but no, this is the land. Okay, so this is Europe and Siberia of Tartaria, it seems. So I can see Tartaria there. I can see Tartaria, China. And yeah, I can also see Russia, which is a new thing. Just on the couple of on these new maps from 1750, you can see Russia coming in. So the next one is 1781 Jean Latter, and this looks like another French or Latin map, I guess, rather French. And let's see what we can find here. Tartaria, Moscovite, Tartaria Independent, and Tartaria Chinese. So the three provinces still there. Okay, can go to the next one. 1784, Francois Santini and Giovanni Antonio Remondini. Okay, so Tartaria Moscovite, Tartaria Independent, and Tartaria Chinese. You can see that there. And this map is 1785, Carrington Bowles or Jonathan Carver, or both, I'm not sure. And let's see what we can find here. Looks like another French map. And this is America. This is Siberia right there. Russia, Asian Russia. Tartaria Orient. What's this? Can you see the question mark? It looks like a question mark. I doubt this is part of the landscape. Tartaria Orient. Now this is a new one. Not Tartaria Chinese, but Tartaria Orient. Okay, and this one here in the north used to be Tartaria as well, but now it's Siberia. And Russian Asia, or the Asian Russia. Okay, so what is this map? 1786. Louis Charles Desnos. Louis Charles Desnos. Grand Tartary, Siberia, Asia. So Grand Tartary is still there, and it looks like South America is having the same color code. 1786, William Faden. Russian Empire. Wow, this is a new one. 1786, Russian Empire. I haven't seen that one coming. Siberia, big time, big letters. Where is Tartaria now, if any? Oh, it's interesting. Russian Empire including Russia. So Russia is part of the Russian Empire. Wow. How does that work? Chinese Tartary is here. Tartary, independent Tartary. Perhaps the Russian Empire is actually the Tartarian Empire. And that includes Russia. Who knows? But this is the first map I see with Russia as clearly a separate country here. I've never seen that before. And interesting. Because usually Tatar started on the earliest map, showed up here, where now Russia is. And now we have Hungary as well. I'm from Hungary. Okay, so 1787, Johann Walch, or Johann Walk, I'm not sure. And this looks like German to me. Siberia, Europe, Asia, and Mongolia, Tibet, Persia, Tartary, Tartarki, it's probably German, but it's Tartary right here, so we still have it. Tartary. This one, 1790, Ed Mantella. And I'm looking to see the year, I'm not sure, I can't see the year here. So let's go and find Tartaria. Right there, Tartaria Russian, Tartaria Independent, Tartaria Chinese. So we still have those three. And I don't know, but this is yellow highlighted just as Australia and North America. So did they own these parts of the world? I'm not sure. It's really changing year by year, depending on the cartographer, really. 1790, William Faden. This one looks like an English. So we are back to bravery and courage to use your own language. Russian Empire again, so this is looking like one of the previous maps we have seen. Persia, Turkey. Now Turkey is there as well, and I wonder if we will find Tartary. We do Chinese Tartary right there, so I can see that. It's not easy to spot, but it's here, Chinese Tartary. And then I don't see it anywhere else. I'm starting to have neck ache because these maps are like crazy. One is like that, one is turned upside down, one is in the middle. And yeah, I don't see anything else. Okay, so we still have Tartary, that's the point. 1791, Jean-Baptiste Nolan, Louis Denis. And they have a year here, I can't see. Anyway, so let's get to business. This is Tartary Russian, Siberia Tartary Independent, Tartary Chinese. So we still have it. 1792 Anonymous. I think this is an I. So some people didn't get it. Or I mean, some people get it. Let's put it that way. They still don't understand the trick. That's why they use I, because they don't want to be part of it. The others are probably the sheep who didn't understand. Or they are just a new generation and they just didn't have the right information. So I'm not judging them. Grand Tartaria, we can see it here. I'm trying to zoom in for you. Tartaria right there. And on this map, Greenland and South America is still part of it, it seems. 1794, Dr. Edmund Halley, William Montaigne, and James Dodson. 1756, this guy didn't know about it. And they didn't know about the Jesus magic trick to hide 1,000 years. Okay, so what can we see here? Russian Empire, we can see that. Siberia. You can see Chinese Tartary, so it's still there. It just hides it. Because it wasn't the point of this map, it seems. Okay, so 1794. Lowry and Whittle. Lowry and Whittle. Europe. Hungary. There we go. Siberia, Russian Tartary, Chinese Tartary, Independent Tartary. Right there in the middle. Independent Tartary. Okay. Next one. What can we read here? New Chart of the World. 1794. Okay. 1795, Matthew Carey, another English guy. And the map is English, so kudos for that. Russian Empire, Siberia, Western Tartary, Eastern Tartary. I haven't seen that one. So there's some changes going on here. Western Tartary and Eastern Tartary now. But it seems like it's still yellow coded with South America. Could be part of it. And Indonesia and New Zealand as well. Wow, now Tartary owns New Zealand as well. 1799, Cook, I think. I'm not sure what Cook. But by T. Kitchen, geographer, I'm not sure why is it named as Cook. I should rename this, right? So, yeah. Let me just do that. So I just renamed it to T Kitchen, but now I see why it was Cook, because it says by Captain Cook, but it's rather about his discoveries, and it also says another navigator, so I would just go with the geographer of T Kitchen. And again, we can see 1799, so they no longer use I or J. And yeah, let's look at this, Siberia or Russian Tartary. Interesting. So Siberia or Russian Tartary, basically it's the same thing, they say here. And here I no longer see Tartaria. Here this is Chinese Tartary. Okay, so let's go to the next map. This map is quite weird. I'm not sure how to navigate this, but I guess this is here Italy. It looks like it. And yeah, there is Tartaria, and Russia. So this was 1804 W.M. Fraser. So we went to 1800s now. 1806 E. Mantell, P.G. Chanlayer. Siberia and Tartaria Russian. Tartaria independent and Tartaria Chinese. Red highlight just as South America. This is about Tartaria, so it should be here. There we go. Tartaria Russia, Tartaria Chinese, and Tartaria independent. And this is 1806 Harrison. New map of Chinese and independent Tartary from the latest authorities. Who are the latest authorities? It's by John Carey, 1806. This guy must be after the mud flood. Doesn't know about the J and I. Or is told not to use it. Not sure. So here it is, independent Tartary and Chinese Tartaria. Tartary. So we still have the country there. 1808 Robert Wilkinson in English, so it comes handy. Russian Empire, West Tartary and East Tartary. So sometimes it's West Tartary and East Tartary. West looks like the independent, and East is the Chinese Tartary. But the north is no longer the Muscovite Tartary, but the Russian Empire. So Russians seems to be invading. Who knows? 1804 James Thackeray and John Valence. A map of the world from the best authorities. The world becomes Artharian. Lots of authorities here. Eastern Tartary, Western Tartary. And the north one is Russian Empire. Russian Empire. You can see that there. Okay, so looks like they own part of Australia, but now South America belongs to Europe for some reason. The Northern Hemisphere. 1814 John Thomson. Let's see. Chinese Tart, yeah, abbreviation. Chinese Tartary. And you can see here as well, Tartary, Tart, abbreviation. Okay, and that's it about this map. 1814 Thomas Tagg. World from the best authorities. Yet again, authorities. Russian Empire, Chinese Tartary, and just independent, I guess, independent Tartary. And now South America is the same color code as Tartary. Interesting. Next one is 1816. Alexander Emil Lapia. And Empire, Russia, Siberia, I think it is Tartaria, Chinese, and Tartaria. Tartaria, I'm not sure what it is, but I can see Tartaria for sure here. Okay, so the next one is 1816 John Kerry. Yeah, they are using the 1 quite much instead of the I and J. Russian Empire, Chinese Tartaria, and Tartari. Okay, next one. 1816 William Darton. Okay, Russian Empire, Western Tartary, and the Chinese Tartary. So it's still there, but the Russians are taking over, it seems, at least from the north. Unless it is still Tartaria, but named differently, which I doubt. 1820 J. Espin, Siberia or Russian Tartary. Could be, actually. Maybe that's the case. So it says here Russian Tartary, but on the next one it says Siberia or Russian Tartary. Not Russian Empire, Russian Tartary. It could have been just like a starting mixture or the Russian takeover, I'm not sure. Independent Tartary, big time here. Tartary. And Chinese Tartary, right there. Next one. Did I say the name here? Yeah, I think I did. So this is 1820 James Seaman. World map, Russian Empire, Tartary here, and Tartary here as well. South America, it looks like still it's the same color code as in this Asia. The Northern Hemisphere, 1824 William Faden. Asia and Tartaria. Now it's not Tartaria but Tartaria. And Chinese Empire instead of Tartaria. And this is Russian Empire. So it seems like 1824 started to become just this little Tartaria. 1824, 1825 J.A. Dezauk. Well, that was just a year before and another author, but here it is Tartaria Russian, Grand Tartaria, Tartaria Chinese, and Tartaria Independent. So still quite large. Maybe the news didn't come to that other cartographer. Okay, so Russian Empire, Independent Tartaria, and Chinese Empire, Independent Tartary. So in this map we can see Tartary again small. This one is interesting. Asia. I think this is country. Country UNC unsip unexplored, I guess. Unexplored. Country unexplored. Interesting. Europe and Russia in Europe. Interesting. Tartary. Here is our Tartary. There we go. And this is the Empire, Chinese Empire. So Tartaria as a big country is basically gone. It's reduced to this small size. 1864, Johnson and Ward. Johnson and Ward. Map of the world. Siberia. I can't see Tartaria here anywhere, but we have independent Tartaria right there, and this is now Chinese Empire. So in about 1852, or there was something else, 1850, yeah, 1850 is when this Tartary seems to be just like a small country, 1851. Before that it was quite big. Usually there were some exemptions, I guess. Okay, I think we looked at this one. 1875, C.H. Jones. Russian Empire, Mongolia, Chinese Empire, and the independent Tartary. Again, reduced to smaller and smaller, it seems. And that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. That was all of my maps, and thanks to I think the channel name is Life Creations with K, so if you have a moment, check them out. They had this collection of maps on their YouTube channel, a link to where you could download it, and I took the freedom to download it, and it's a really great collection. But now this collection has already become larger because I added to it as well. So anyway, the point is credits to Life Creations. And yeah, what do you think about independent Tartary? Now it is such a small country, and it was a huge country before. And also knowing from the first part of this video series that we still have actually Tartaria, which is a small country similar to this one, next to the Caspian Sea if I remember correctly, probably even smaller than this. They speak a Tartarian language, and they have even like a flag which doesn't look like the usual, their old flag that I showed you in the first part of the video. It's a new one, and they are part of the Russian Federation. So what do you think? See you in the next video.